Hi, I'm Lynn.
And I'm Amanda, and this is the Pursuit of Badasserie, the podcast.
This podcast is all about taking action and creating that badass business abundance and life that you want.
Where we share stories, laughs, wins, and epic fails to show you the whole picture of the entrepreneurial journey.
It's not just unicorns and rainbows, people.
Jump on and follow us through this raw and witty roller coaster,
where we get down and dirty and go behind the scenes of life and entrepreneurship.
Get on it,
get over it,
and get after it.
Hey, I'm Lynn.
And I'm Amanda. Welcome to the 100th episode of the Pursuit of Badasserie, the podcast. 100. I'm so impressed with us. That sounds terrible. But statistically speaking, most podcasts don't hit their 100th episode. So I am so stoked. This is our 100th episode, 100 hours more than that of work, way more than 100 hours. So glad that we're here.
More. Yeah, I was actually just thinking about that this morning too. It's like, you know, how many people like hit a certain marker and then just like it fizzles out, it dries out. And we've had different markers throughout our podcast journey, obviously with our whole business and our lives, but our podcast journey. And I love that every time we come to like a new landing, we'll say, a new level, we level up. We're like, okay, how can we improve? What can we do? And I'm really excited about this next season. Definitely excited about this next season, but 100 episodes. So cool. Congratulations.
Congratulations. Co-host us with the most us. And thank you to everybody who listens to us, who subscribes, who follows, who sends us comments, who reaches out. We could not be where we are without you. And just thank you for sticking with us for 100 plus episodes, because we're already into season 3 even more. And we couldn't do it without you.
Yes, yes. So we're going to do a very special podcast, and we have a very special challenge, shall you say, that you can download. And we understand what it is to be on the entrepreneurial journey and be a small business owner. And if for those of you who have not heard us speak on this, which that's okay, you might be new to our podcast, Amanda and I have had many endeavors successful. We've started and sold businesses across different continents.
Unsuccessful.
And unsuccessful, absolutely. And we bootstrapped them all. And so we wanted to when we were racking our brains of what to do, we're like, why don't we do 100 different things that you can do to like micro build your business that absolutely has exponential results? But that would be a really long podcast. So we'll tell you more about the challenge that we'll have later. But today we're just going to talk about like how cool it is to be an entrepreneur.
Well, to some extent, but I also, before we get into how awesome entrepreneurship is, a little bit more about 100 things. Those aren't always the things that we do in our businesses. When we look back and, 50 years combined, over 50 years combined of entrepreneurship, it wasn't huge things that shifted the needle. It wasn't like, oh, and then I made $1 million and the doors opened up shiny and everything changed, or like, oh, then I won the lottery, and like none of those things happened. It was never a huge shining moment. It was all the little things that we did. And so when we're getting into our challenge, we wanted to relay some of the information that helped us, but in the little things and the little steps that really pushed our businesses above and beyond, not just some giant windfall, because I don't think that ever happened to either of us. I don't think either of us just woke up and had a windfall. I would say quite the opposite. We woke up and got a smack in the face, or like government closures and, bankruptcy, and just, so it never really works. We didn't get the windfalls, but we did bootstrap, and we learned a lot along the way. So there's a lot to be said about entrepreneurship in general. So
yeah. Well, I mean, yes. And hopefully we're not going to be having world closures again anytime soon, in our lifetime at least. But I do love that you bring that up, because it's not all like, roses and unicorns. However, it's I think what really helped us, actually, I know one of the things that really helped us is we do have this mindset of like, it is everyday steps. It is one foot in front of the other. And sometimes they're micro, sometimes they're macro. And it's also like staying aligned with the big vision, but putting in the daily steps. And that helps build fundamentals and foundations that give us the ability to withstand some of the storms and to also have the grounding within ourselves. And you were just talking about this the other day, is like have the grounding within ourselves to know shit's going to happen. Okay. And what do we do with it? Like we can have a little bit of a reaction, but to stay in that, okay, like it is what it is. What can we do with it? And I love that. I love that. And this is something that can be learned. And this is something I really feel like in the newer generations, and this is not throwing shade at any generation. I'm just saying that the resilience in the way that it's learned now, like some of it's not in more of a long term, like a fundamental and foundational way. So mixing the way you understand resilience and having that foundational side is really going to take you so much further than our generation, because you have the creativity, the innovation in a very different way than, well, what we had. Yeah. You have,
And the access. Oh my God, the
that's what I was
access.
about to say. The access is in.
Oh, I talk about how old I am all the time. I don't have a problem with it. But I mean, I was doing decimal system back, like old school, go to the library, like take the bus to the library. I mean, old school, Rolodex. My burner phones with typing out each little, I mean, when we originally got text, I remember thinking, I mean, not to, again, we're not talking about just about how old I am, but I remember thinking like, I'll never send 25 texts a month. Like who am I texting a month? Because you used to pay per text.
Now we send it in like 5 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, in the olden days, you used to pay per text, and I was like, yeah, 25 texts a month, that's fine. I'll never use more than 25 texts. Yeah. So anyway,
fun fact for those that do not know this is that I used to sell two-way pagers and mobile phones.
And you were so cool when you had a pager. It was like, let me check my pager real quick, like you were a doctor.
Pager. I used to love the blue. I used to have the blue one and then the red one.
That's how long we've been entrepreneurs, folks. Long enough that pagers were cool and brick phones.
I want to know how many people are Googling what a pager is.
Yeah, or a brick phone. Go look for brick. Actually, some of the phones that I used are now in museums. That's like there's actual museums on technology where things that I still own that I mean, they still technically work. I have to find the charger cord. Anyway, so that's how long we've been entrepreneurs. That's how long the length of time we've taken us to glean these 100 things for entrepreneurship that we're going to give you as part of our 100th episode of the podcast.
Yeah. So listen, we wanted to design a challenge, if you would, and this is more your own challenge. Like we definitely want you to post, we want you to share your winnings, etc. But it's more about challenging yourselves and staying consistent. This podcast is coming right after my birthday month, and I've been making a post every single day for the month. And the day after my birthday, I was like, I can't. It's almost like my mind went blank, and like, but you already hit your birthday, and I had to like convince myself, like, no, I made a commitment to myself to be able to like stay the track and stay the course and do this. And I think the same thing is about this 100-day challenge. We also wanted to make it where it was just bite size. So 30 minutes or less. Some maybe you can push up to an hour, like you can spend more time in them, but you can really get these tasks done 30 minutes or less. And I'm telling you, when you look back, I feel like this one's going to be riddled with our quotes, but the best time to plant a tree was yesterday. The next best time is today. And so the little actions that you can do when you reflect backward, you're going to be able to connect those dots. Another quote, connect those dots and be able to see like how far you can.
Yeah. And the 100 days, if you think about from right now to 100 days, that takes you right through the new year.
Yeah.
So if you implement these 100 things into the next 100 days, so one thing a day for 100 days, I can't wait to see where your business goes and how it changes with just tiny little things. Because some of the things take 5-10 minutes to do, if that. It's not like it's
No,
you know,
absolutely.
this crazy list of things that we're going to ask you to do, but it's a challenge for yourself as an entrepreneur, as a small business owner, to see if you can take your business to the next level with small changes and see how it will change your mindset around entrepreneurship and what it takes to get to the next level. Because I think a lot of times we think it's this huge thing. I had this thought for a long time that in order to get to the next level, some huge thing was going to have to happen. And then when you look back, you're like, oh, actually, it was all those tiny things I did over the course of the entire calendar year that have led to this change that I'm now seeing in this quarter or whatever. So it was never, like I said earlier, it's never a giant windfall that you suddenly wake up and something has changed. It's all the little things. And so our 100-day challenge for your badass business growth is something you can download for free as part of our 100th episode. So it is in the show notes where you can reach this challenge. If you're a newsletter subscriber already, you will get that in the newsletter subscribing. So you'll already have it coming into your inbox. And it's just a way for you to up-level your business, to get some badass business growth before the end of the year in bite-sized pieces.
Yeah. And create new habits, refine some of your goals and your
Strategies.
yeah, your strategies, but also like develop new neural pathways in your mindset too, because you're going to be in growth mode in a different way, creative. I love this. It's win, 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 win. It's just, you know, knew this quote. I knew this podcast was going to be filled with quotes. I can't help myself. I'm sorry, guys, but don't complain about the results you don't have for the actions that you did not put in. And so if you want different results, you have to do things differently. And this is just our little nudge, our help, our little like list of things under 30 minutes. Each one of them is 30 minutes or less that you can do to really build those fundamentals and those foundations to get you moving. I just recently, we're having this conversation, like we are getting ready to essentially market one of our siloed programs that's for a specific industry. And so I started doing all of this networking and conversations. And then all of a sudden I'm having like calls about like potential business. And it's literally within 2 weeks of me putting in the effort, having my head in the game. And it was just incredible to watch from an insider, but an outsider as well, because I'm very reflective, to see, okay, like cause and effect. And this is the momentum that you need to get you to a different level, in my opinion, my humble opinion.
And our humble opinion, because obviously we want you all to succeed. That's part of the reason why we do what we do. And this would be an easy way, or I should say a simple way, not everything is easy, but a simple way to get yourself moving. And again, it's sometimes less than 10 minutes a day. Make sure you are downloading that, because it is just an easy download that you can take, and you can put it on your phone, you can put it on your desktop, you can put it on your refrigerator, and just check things off as the rest of the year goes on. So we're excited to share it with you. Make sure you're downloading it. But that's not the only thing we have to offer on our 100th episode. We have another thing to offer. I'm sure we have mentioned a time or two that we have 2 award-winning best-selling books. I think that they have a very familiar name. You might be familiar with The Pursuit of Badasserie. Obviously, this is yes, this is How to Create Badass Business Abundance, and our sales edition, Badass Business Sales Solutions. That is part of a giveaway we are doing for the authors that were on our season 1, season 2, and the first part of season 3. All the authors who had books, they are donated books, many of them signed, that we're going to give away. So all you have to do, if you go to our Instagram page, you'll be able to see that book giveaway. You can like the posts, all the things, tag it. They'll see the instructions on there. But you'll be entered to win a stack of business development books from the contributors to our podcast. So we're super excited to announce our book giveaway with all of our guests. So thank you. Yay.
Amanda would be showing you the stack. However, she's traveling too, because they got shipped to her, because I'm in Thailand. So it's much.
I do have some of ours.
Well, you have ours, of course, but all of the lovely books that we got from all of the guests, approximately how many are there?
10.
10 books. And some of them are signed. Because some of them we were able to get straight from the podcaster. Yep. So, or the author, I should say. So really exciting and some really cool books. How many of those 10 have you read already? You've read a bunch.
I've read, of those 10, I've read one, two,
Oh my
three,
God.
6 of them.
Yeah.
But but some of them are sitting in my mailbox at home, so I will be reading those as soon as I get home. But we're talking about things about PR, about marketing, about sales, about resilience and mindset, about building your dream life. These are awesome. I mean, obviously they were guests on our podcast, so they're obviously awesome people. But these are things that will really take your business to the next level on top of the 100 challenge. So if you have both of them, it's like
Yeah.
a whole college education in one winning. So these are some of the things that I love most about the books are just getting the skills that you need, because even if you've been an entrepreneur for a while, so for those of you who have been in the business sphere for a while, that doesn't mean that you know everything there is to know about business. I am still learning stuff about business and myself and leadership and mindset, and that's evolving constantly.
Every day.
So, and sometimes I reread the same book. I mean, I think I have read Dale Carnegie's How to Win Friends and Influence People like 47,000 times since I read it when I was like 12, the first time I ever read it. And I get something different from it every time, or I'll go back and be like, why did I underline that? That seems like a ridiculous thing to underline, 12-year-old Amanda. So I think that's why I like having like the hard books, because I'll go back and look at my notes. I'm one of those people who writes in books, and I know it's kind of blasphemous for other people, but I like a hardcover book or a paperback book because I like to write my thoughts and like date it, so I know what year it was that I thought that. So I always love to revisit books, even our own. I'll go back and read our own books sometimes and see how my mindset might have changed in my own book. So it's an our book. So if you've read some of the things on this list, for instance, if you already have a copy of one of our books and these are included in that giveaway, that's okay. You can read it again. You can give it out to a friend. They are signed. And
Christmas is coming up.
Yeah, Christmas is coming up. I'm sure you'll have a networking event that you can dole them out to, give them out to your friends. But this is a great giveaway. So make sure you're heading over to our Instagram, because it is an Instagram only promotion. So you have to register for that or sign up for that through Instagram. So we have 2 ways to celebrate the 100th episode. There is our 100 challenge, our badass business growth. So that can be done anywhere. So you can do it here through the link at the bottom or in our newsletter subscriber list. Or you can go over to Instagram and join our book giveaway for the 100th episode. I wish I could give away 100 books, but that'd be a really crazy shipping. Sorry, folks.
It'd be, but that'd be pretty awesome. Another goal, another time. Yes. All right. Well, please subscribe, share, go over to Instagram, win those books, baby. Win those books. And share this with somebody who you feel could use a little bit of nudge, or that maybe it's just starting off their entrepreneurial journey, because that 100 lists of growth and sales and development is a great list that I wish I would have had when we first started.
Right?
Yeah. It would
I say that a lot, man. I wish that I could go back, and I don't want to be younger. I just want to have the knowledge I have now, but back then.
But the funny thing is when we were drafting it, I don't know if you did, I don't think we had this conversation, but I committed myself to actually doing it with you guys too, because there's some things on that list I've been lazy about, or our team maybe hasn't updated because of my direction or lack of, and that we need to do for our individual accounts, but also for our Badasserie account. So I'm excited to dive in as well.
Yeah. We will be doing it. We will be doing it too, folks. We're each going to do it for our own businesses and for the Badasserie brand. So actually, I might even do it for a couple of my businesses. So we will be doing it with you. And I can't wait. We can't wait to hear your thoughts on it. What tip or what action plan and action step you feel is really going to make the difference in your business, and what you are and are not doing. I'm interested to see what people think, because I think a lot of people are going to be surprised that they're not doing these things, or that it could be that simple to do those things. So I'm excited.
And they're all different, which was, we so bad wanted to put like, do it again. Because some of these you should be doing often, but we wanted to give you 100 different ones. So that way you can definitely start to retrain that brain, think of something creative, and absolutely change the trajectory of your business in a good way. So
in the best way.
Till next time, everybody.
Get after it. Happy 100.
Happy 100. All right, everyone, it's not enough to just listen.
Now you've got to put it into action.
We are so excited to see what you do next.
If you enjoyed our show, please leave us a review on iTunes.
And to find out more about what we're doing, visit us at thepursuitofbadasserie.com.